Gypsy Rose Blanchard thought she could play the game and win, but this time the web of lies is unraveling fast. The so-called paternity test she's been flaunting is proof that Ken is the father of her unborn child. It's not admissible in court, and the cracks in her story are glaring. Ken is done playing nice. He's furious, absolutely losing it over how Gypsy has handled this entire situation. And honestly, can you blame him? From the questionable test results to the manipulation behind the scenes, it's clear that Gypsy's tactics are catching up with her. Today we're breaking down why Gypsy's maternity test cannot hold up in her divorce proceedings, why Ken isn't having it anymore, and why Ryan Anderson was dragged into this mess against his will. This is the story of a woman trying to rewrite reality and the people who aren't letting her get away with it. The drama began when Gypsy Rose Blanchard revealed the results of a paternity test that she claimed confirmed Ken Ake as the biological father of her unborn child. For Ken, this revelation was far more than just a result. The drama began when Gypsy Rose Blanchard revealed the results of a paternity test that she claimed confirmed Ken Ake as the biological father of her unborn child. So what happened to the pregnancy test that she took that she sent to everyone a month before she got pregnant with Ken? What happened to that? Because I've been pregnant 3 times. I had 2 miscarriages and I had my son. I never once had a false pregnancy test. I mean, it's very rare for that to occur. Usually it's a false negative test, because your hormone levels are not up to that point yet. So if that's the case, what do y'all think happened? I know some of y'all think that maybe she was pregnant with Ryan's baby and then that pregnancy went away and they got pregnant with Ken's. Do y'all think that's possible? I mean, I don't know. I'm not big conspiracy theories, but with Gypsy Rose, anything's possible. For Ken, this revelation was far more than just a test result. It was the spark that ignited an emotional explosion. Reports describe Ken as losing it over how this entire situation has been handled, from the questionable nature of the test to the public spectacle that followed each release. Ken's frustration is understandable when we consider how the situation unfolded. Gypsy didn't just inform Ken privately. She made this test public in a way that thrust him into a spotlight he likely never wanted. It's one thing to have your personal life put under scrutiny. It's another to feel as though you have no control over how the story is being told. Adding fuel to the fire is the fact that this test wasn't conducted under the clearest or most reliable circumstances. Diffie claimed the test was performed through the DDC Diagnostic Center, a repeatable organization for DNA testing. However, investigations revealed no DDC locations in Louisiana where Gypsy claimed the test was conducted. This inconsistency raises immediate red flags about the test authenticity and leaves Ken questioning not just the result, but the process itself. For Ken, the real issue isn't just whether or not he's the father. It's about the way Gypsy has handled the situation from the start. Her decision to publicize the test results without addressing these inconsistencies has put him in an incredibly difficult position, one that affects his personal life and his reputation. And let's not forget the emotional toll of being told in this chaotic way that you may be the father of the child. Ken's reaction, anger, frustration, and a sense of betrayal highlights just how messy and painful this situation has become for everyone involved. His reaction also states the stage for the larger fallout that continues to ripple through this story. While Kim's reaction has been one of frustration and anger, Ryan Anderson, Gypsy's legal husband, has expressed his own set of challenges with this situation. Ryan has publicly stated that he felt he had no choice but to participate in the paternity test, describing it as something he was essentially forced into. Ryan's position in this story is particularly complicated because under Louisiana law, he is presumed to be the father of Gypsy's unborn child by default, simply because they're still legally married. For Ryan, participating in the test wasn't just about clarifying paternity, it was about navigating the legal obligations and emotional complexities that come with the presumption. Ryan's reluctance to participate becomes even more significant when we consider Gypsy's role in this based on his statements and the dynamics of their relationship. It's clear that Gypsy pushed hard for this test. Ryan described feeling immense pressure to comply, raising questions about how much of this was truly voluntary and how much was driven by Gypsy's insistence. This aligns with concerns that have been raised about Gypsy's behavior in the past. Gypsy has a history of using manipulation to achieve her goals, whether it's controlling narratives or influencing the actions of those around her. In this case, Ryan's account suggests that she used similar tactics to ensure the paternity test was conducted, regardless of how uncomfortable or reluctant he felt. Another layer of complexity comes from the timing of the test's release. GYPSY shared the results shortly after a chaotic livestream where she appeared emotionally unstable. For Ryan, this only added to the sense that the test was less about resolving questions about paternity and more about shifting attention away from GYPSY's behavior during that livestream. Ryan's participation also raises questions about the motivations behind the test itself. Was it truly about determining who the father is, or was it part of a larger strategy to influence hard divorce proceedings and control the public narrative? Given the inconsistencies in the test and the pressure Ryan described, it's hard not to wonder whether the results were meant to serve a legal or emotional purpose, or perhaps both. Ultimately, Ryan's position in this story reflects the emotional and legal challenges that come with being tied to GYPSY during such a turbulent time. Her reluctance to participate, combined with the circumstances surrounding the test, highlights just how complicated and fraught this situation has become for everyone involved when you look at Ken and Ryan's experiences side by side. A troubling pattern begins to emerge. Both men find themselves caught in a web of conflicting narratives, emotional manipulation and public scrutiny, all stemming from GYPSY's handling of the paternity test. Ken's anger reflects in his frustration with being thrust into a situation where he feels powerless, his life and reputation dragged into the spotlight without his consent. Believe that he even knows that GYPSY has faked this. For Ryan, the situation is different but equally challenging. He felt forced to participate in a process that he didn't believe was fair or appropriate, all while trying to protect himself legally and emotionally. What ties the experiences together is the way GYPSY has approached this entire situation. Her decision to release the test results publicly without addressing the inconsistencies or providing clarity has left both men feeling blindsided and manipulated. For Ken, it's about the way the test was conducted and the implications it has for his future. For Ryan, it's about the pressure he felt and the doubts he's still holding about the motivations behind the test. Together, their experiences paint a picture of a situation where truth and trust are in short supply. The fallout from the paternity test isn't just about the results. It's about the way GYPSY's actions have impacted the lives of those around her, creating a ripple effect of confusion, frustration, and mistrust that continues to unfold. This discrepancy has led many to believe that GYPSY may not have used a professional service at all, but instead opted for a home paternity test. Why does this distinction matter? Because home paternity tests are inheritably less reliable. Why does this distinction matter? Because home paternity tests are inherently less reliable. They often involve collecting samples like saliva or cheek swabs. Without the oversight of trained professionals, this leaves room for error or worse, manipulation. More importantly, these tests are not court admissible, which means they hold no legal weight in GYPSY's divorce proceedings. This is particularly significant because of the legal situation surrounding GYPSY and her husband, Ryan Anderson. Thank you for watching as we break down this complex and emotionally charged story. If you have thoughts or questions, feel free to share them in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more updates. Until next time, stay informed and stay critical.